Okay. Saving. I have the boss key already. There it is. Excuse me? That is a lot of pots. Is that them warning me that, like, it's time? It is time. This is also a boss door? Yeah? Or a door of some kind? Is this how I get to the boss? That doesn't go anywhere. I think that's just where I go right there. Yeah, I think this is right before the boss chamber. And this is one of those, like, time to stock up rooms where they just give you tons of RNG loot to fill up your stores. That's kind of normal. It's like right before a big fight, they just give you like, here's health packs and ammo or something like that, depending on what type of game it is. Sup? Oh, more. Alright. I keep saving because I just want the save to be as close to the boss as possible. Stained glass. Things are getting nicer up here. Of course, if I die, I might have to replay the entire dungeon. I don't know how it works. The saving is weird, where it like takes you back to the beginning. Here goes nothing. The Triforce parts are resonating. They are combining into one again. The two Triforce parts that I could not capture on that day 7 years ago. I didn't expect they would be hidden within you two. And now, finally, all the Triforce parts have gathered here. Yeah, you really fucked up again, Link. Brick, why'd you do this? These toys are too much for you. I command you to return them to me. No, thank you. Brick, I can't help you. Because of the waves of darkness, I can't get close. I'm sorry, Brick. Huh. Those are surprisingly good cloth physics. Ow! What? Platforms. Is happening? What do you want from me? Hover boots? Hover boots would duel the shockwave, right? What? They're hover boots. That's like the whole point. Oh, down I go. Can I just go fight him down there instead? I'm just gonna go hang out down here. Bye. Here, come fight me down here. Dick. No, I didn't drop anything. Is he not gonna come down here? No, well, hover boots didn't help me very much. They're hover boots. They make you hover. That's why I have such bad traction. So I figured the shockwave wouldn't hit me then if I had hover boots. Seems logical. Apparently it's not logical. Calm down, dude. Okay. Could you calm it? That's a big shockwave. Ta-da! I can't Z-target him at all. Am I supposed to hit the shock? Am I supposed to hit that back at him? Yep, we're doing this again. Super Dodgeball Advance. Blam. Now what are you gonna do about it, huh? Ah, crap. Yes, this is a jovial game of dodgeball. Ho 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 ho. Gotta keep that volley. Keep that volley. Oh, that was surprisingly quick, I think. I'm just concentrating right now because I don't want to screw it up. I don't have to hit him or something, do I? I just keep doing this? I'm really amused by Link's idle animation, like, looking around. I'm like, aren't you a little focused on something right now? Yeah. No! Dang it. Depth perception hard. There we go. Am I doing good? Do I win this way, or am I doing something wrong, or... Yes. Good, right? Is that what I'm supposed to do? That's what I'm supposed to do. No! Didn't even hit him once? Ah, crap. Oh, I rolled out of it at least. Dang it. So I haven't even been making progress, have I? Because I had to shoot him with the bow. This is why I'm a big proponent of health bars in boss fights, is just so you can tell whether you're actually making progress or if you're just doing nothing. That's usually a problem in Resident Evil games in particular, is those games I'm like, I can't tell if I'm hurting it or not. Someone help me tell if I'm hurting it. I can't tell. Resident Evil 6 was a nightmare. Oop, there we go. Crap. Well, at least I know what to do now, I think. Because that was a very dramatic animation. That was definitely different from before. Definitely panicked about that one for a second. Running away! Oh god. No. I forgot it first and then I was like panic. Damn it. What a weird boss fight mechanic. The volleyball part. Not the arrow part, the volleyball part is like so weird to when you think about it, you're like, what am I doing right now? This is... I don't know what to make of this. Hover Boots, I love you all of a sudden. I don't know why, but you're like the best thing ever for this fight. I mean, I do know why. Also, a big round sword is probably really good for this minigame. I would assume because of its increased, like, attack range, right? Damn it. I missed. I would assume the increased attack range of the sword probably, ow, results in better hit chance here. Like a wider margin of error. God damn it. I just want a reticle so I know where the arrow's gonna go when I fire. Going for it. Yes. Defeats. The great evil King Ganondorf. Beaten by this kid? Ew, he's puking. Ugh, I was right there. Brick. I love my character's name. That's not supposed to happen. That's bad. Ganondorf, pitiful man. Without a strong, righteous mind, he could not control the power of the gods, and... Brick, listen to me. This tower will collapse soon. With his last breath, Ganondorf is trying to crush us in the ruins of the tower. We need to hurry and escape. Please, follow me. Oh god, let's, maybe not try to run around in these. Go, go, go. Go, 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 and then maybe I'll save real quick. Running. Well, it's nice of her to stop for me the way she does, apparently. Seems incredibly dangerous. Go, go, go. Oh, don't fall off, that'd be bad. If I fall off, do I have to redo the entire boss fight? I'm actually not sure. Oh, sweet. You can just do that. Okay. Where'd she go? Got him. Oh, there she is. Oh! Ow. What? Okay, I'm coming. There was a spiral staircase the entire time? Go, go, go. Go, go, go. I'm going. Oh, no. No. Oh, okay, it's just here. Oh, Jesus, that was terrifying. I'm like, don't start the entire thing over. What if I had to redo the whole boss fight or something? Admittedly, I would do better the second time, but still. I'm all healed up. Cool. Yeah, I took a bunch of damage during that fight. Wait, what? What's happening? Oh, God. Dude, it's a bad time. Just gonna be honest with you. It's a really bad time. Everything's gonna die. Where are you? Got him. Okay. Thank you, Brick. Now let's hurry. Hearts. Ah. We're half out of time. Are we near the bottom yet? I don't feel any closer to the bottom yet. That might be the bottom floor right there. The castle doesn't have surrounding landscape because it's just all holes everywhere, so I can't tell if I'm at that really any closer. Oh god. Oh god, Zelda. Pick her back. There we go. Go, go, go. Man, I hope I can understand how to fight the final boss. There is one. Because I don't even know how to think about what game over might do. There's gotta be a final boss, right? Because there's gotta be Ganon. Could you not? Could you not? Thank you? Oh, this is the first hallway. We're back. Oh god, where are those coming from? They just materialize. Keep going, keep going. Ah, that's a good song transition. That means good news. It's over. It's finally over. Brick, I'm sorry I couldn't help you in the battle before. It's still not dead. Why won't it just die? There's no way he's going to hold me back again. This time we fight together. Oh my god, the wobble of his mouth was like, what? Oh my god, Ganondorf's a Lionel. Okay. I don't have a sword. I really have no idea what his weak point is, thanks. Yeah. Oh, what? It zoomed in on his tail. Oh, he's not a Lionel. He only has 2 legs. I thought he had a full 4 thing going on. Oh god. I don't have a weapon. What do I do without a weapon? Wait, Bigoron? I already was using the Bigoron sword. Why'd you unequip it? That's silly. Yeah, it unequipped my Bigoron sword when I was already using it. Alright. Look at his wibbly ass tail. It looks so weird. Ow. Can't. What's happening? Hit him. The camera needs to calm down, man. If the camera was behind me, I could rely on forward and hit and jump being the jump attack. But the camera goes in whatever freaky ass direction it feels like, and that makes it really weird. No Navi. Alright. How you feeling, buddy? You feeling good? There we go. Is there a phase 2? Brick! The Master Sword is here, hurry up! The blade to seal the darkness. Go. Oh god, facing the wrong way. Oh, no, don't lock onto Zelda. Uh-oh. Ow. Shield did not work out there. Block. Nope, blocking second would probably work against him. I'm running out of energy. If that happens, I might have to find another way to stun him. God, his tail looks hilarious. I'm kind of just generally kind of confused by its coloration and everything. Oh man, damage taken. Okay, well that's a problem. Yep, all I can do is regular shots now. Okay, he was dropping bombs earlier? Is that a clue? Oh god. I pressed the wrong thing. That's one of two fairies. That's one of two fairies. Right? I think? Yeah. Uh-oh, I meant to throw that. Awkward. That didn't hit him. That's not blowing up on him. Okay. Maybe I just get in there? Nope. Nope. How do I get behind him? I don't know if the dodges are very effective. Ow. That's not working. Oh, that's a stun. It's just like less dramatic. A little head wobble. Ow. It's a nice detail that Zelda screams in the background whenever you take a hit. Detail there. When do you die? Oh my goodness. Yes. Hookshot saves the day. Special beam cannon. I'm using my power to hold the evil king. Use your sword and deliver the final blow. Spin that joystick. Yeah. Oh, I have to press the attack button. Oh, crap. What? There we go. Six sages, now! Ancient creators of Hyrule. Now, open the sealed door and send the evil incarnation of darkness into the void of the evil realm. You. Curse you, Zelda. Curse you, sages. Curse you, Brick. Someday, when this seal is broken, this is when I will exterminate your descendants. As long as the Triforce of Power is in my hand. The world hasn't loaded in, guys. Oh, are we in the sky? Or the Nether Triforce land? Whatever it's called. Thank you, Brick. Thanks to you, Ganondorf has been sealed inside the evil realm. Thus, peace will once again reign in this world for a time. All the tragedy that has befallen Hyrule was my doing. I was so young, I could not comprehend the consequences of trying to control the sacred realm. I dragged you into it too. Now it is time for me to make up for my mistakes. You must lay the Master Sword to rest and close the door of time. However, by doing this, the road between times will be closed. Rick, give the ocarina to me. As a sage, I can return you to your original time with it. When peace returns to Hyrule, it will be time for us to say goodbye. Now, go home, Brick. Regain your lost time. Home, where you are supposed to be, the way you are supposed to be. Thank you, Brick. Goodbye. There we have it, huh? The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I can finally say that I've played it, instead of constantly being the person who hasn't played Ocarina of Time. I can check that list off. I can check it off of the list of 100 different, or several hundred different video games and television shows and movies that people are like, you haven't done that yet? And I'm like, no, because it's just, that list never stops existing. It's impossible. But this is one. Yeah, I grew up not really playing mainstream video games, really. Like, it was just me and my brother, and we would just pick up games off the shelf, kind of at random. And we just ended up playing weird stuff like Mischief Makers and Silent Bomber and The Bouncer and weird-ass collections of games, and didn't really have any sense for the mainstream. Eventually found my way into stuff like Dynasty Warriors and Metal Gear Solid and so on. And now I'm me, because one day I picked up Knights of the Old Republic and was like, RPGs are interesting. And that's pretty much how that went as a young teenager. So as far as the game itself, I think the best I can say about Ocarina of Time is that I was never bored. Like, that's to be of note. Because a lot of games... It's actually remarkable how not boring this game is, because it's not short. It took me, like... Thinking of episode counts and stuff like that, it probably took me over 30 hours to play this game, right? Like, it's not a short playthrough. It's a charming little setting with a very, very vanilla plot, but it's told in with some decent flourishes along the way. Like, the story itself is, like, incredibly bare bones and minimal, but the way it's told in specific moments, like, touches of, like, how you, people are bound together by songs and themes, and how some of the scenes are, like, framed is really cool. Like, there's little touches where the simple story is told surprisingly well, especially for a 64 game, which is, like... I didn't even, like, there's a few tricks in this game that I didn't even know the 64 really even had, to be honest. And that stuff's always neat. I don't like controlling this game very much. The camera is a weird nightmare, which makes sense because it's an early 3D game, but that doesn't mean it's not true. Z-targeting in particular can be pretty weird because the camera, instead of following behind you, follows from the side and becomes this weird... side screen, like when you're scrolling or when you're strafing in this game, the camera does this like fighting game thing where it looks like you're playing Street Fighter or Dead or Alive or Soul Calibur or whatever, and that's like bizarre. It makes it hard to tell because it makes it hard to tell which directions on the joystick will cause certain dodges and attacks to happen because instead of being based on your character and always being consistent inputs, it's actually based on the direction the camera's facing, and that's weird. And combat was odd because I do prefer weightier combat, but there was also like almost like a lack of there's almost like a lack of a difficulty curve or something. Like, you fight very, very rarely. A significant number of the enemies are just like some thing that shows up that you just hit with a sword real quick. Like the flame slugs and stuff like that, and like various small enemies. A lot of things are like Pikachu-sized monster blobs that you just hit with your sword, so there's no real swordplay to worry about in those scenarios. Then like once or twice per dungeon out of nowhere there'll be a skeleton or lizard that fights you, but they don't really change from the very first time you fight them. And so whenever you encounter something weirder like Dark Link or something like that, that expects you to apparently have, like, mastered swordplay, there hasn't really been gameplay that teaches you or ramps you up to that. Like, when you reach bosses in Dark Souls, it's because you fought tons of other things on the way there. And then those things kept escalating where you fight a bunch of generic enemies, then you fight elite enemies, then you fight new types of enemies that do a twist on the concept. Then you hit a boss, and the boss is, like, culminating on ideas you've been learning. Any of the boss fights that expected you just to fight a guy one-on-one, which, like, those, generally I felt like I didn't have tools to use against them. Like, I didn't know what the game expected of me because I hadn't been practicing swordplay because swordplay kind of wasn't a thing. But other boss fights were often just gimmick fights. As in, not to say just as in, like, negative, but as in, like, they weren't sword fights, so it didn't matter. Which made it all the more weird when, like, stuff like Dark Link shows up expecting way more of that. So Link's a kid! So his reward for saving the world is that he gets to go back to his old life. Well, probably not, because he's probably not going to go back to being a fairy kid anymore. But he gets to go back to that time, so he doesn't lose those 7 years after all. Which I didn't know. You did it. I did it. Stuff happened. And then unhappened. Most of it unhappened, actually. We prevented it from happening to an extent. What's going on here? Oh, she's a kid again? I thought she was... I kind of thought she was just gonna go bloop right out of the timeline. Along with all the sages. Never to be seen again. Does she know what happened? Do I know what happened? Oh, is it just gonna end? Well, we went there to meet her, so I assume everyone remembers everything, otherwise, why would we do that if there was no crisis or whatever? Ah, it's over. But yeah, definitely the appeal of this game is just the constant exploration and sort of solving. Sometimes it's a puzzle, most of the time it's kind of not a puzzle, and kind of busy work stuff like push the block in the way, or shoot the eyeball again, and stuff like that. So it's like really basic stuff, but they usually don't make you do the same action over and over and over and over again in a row. So it's like you shoot an eyeball, but you shoot an eyeball like once every half an hour. And like there's a bit, and so they keep building a bigger and bigger vocabulary of actions for you to perform in the game. And then when they're mixing them all together in the later dungeons, like even though you've been doing the same things you've been doing the whole game, they're mixed in with new things, and it leads to an overall experience where you're kind of constantly doing a bunch of different actions, and that feels good generally, despite the puzzles that you're kind of solving, if you can even call them that sometimes, being really basic. But it's just kind of fun to explore through an area, go, clear some dungeons, and have the act of clearing dungeons be a form of exploration instead of kill all the dudes, which is what a lot of RPG dungeons are. Like a BioWare dungeon is often a series of hallways where you fight a bunch of dudes, and then at the end there's a boss fight, and sometimes cutscenes happen, but the actual dungeon itself is basically hallways, and it's just really a boring experience. And so like this much like Breath of the Wild, you have engaging dungeons that are an enjoyable thing to go through. And you also have this open world to just explore, and you get rewarded for exploring it, or you could not explore it, and you have infinite ability to do exactly as much exploration as you want, and that's nice. Can you leave the screen? Start, A, B, X, Y. Oops, right, that's always that. I wonder if it stays here until you hit reset. It might. But anyway, this has been Ocarina of Time. I'm glad I played it finally, so I have some perspective, basically. I probably won't go back and read the comments for the videos. I haven't been reading them the entire playthrough, like I said at the beginning, and I probably won't go back and read them, kind of because I know all the permutations they'll take, pretty much. Like, aside from the ones that are just having a good time, the negative comments will either be, like, every time I criticize something, either I'll be blatantly wrong, and every comment will be about that, because everyone has obsessed over this game for decades, and knows way more about it than I do, and this entire playthrough, I've been the one in the room that has the least knowledge, which is the weirdest experience. Or I'll be right about something, but that won't necessarily mean that people will agree, even if I am right about things here and there. But anyway, this has been Zelda Ocarina of Time. I had a good time. I think there are many elements, many elements of this game that did not age well. So I look forward to trying other Zelda games sometime in the future. I imagine that all of the 2D ones aged significantly better. Like if I played Oracle of Seasons again, like I did when I was a kid, which I don't remember the game at all. I probably wouldn't be talking about like, oh, this out-of-date game, look how, oh man, these controls, because it's a top-down game where you just use a D-pad and the A button, and that's like all the buttons. I think they've all pretty much controlled the same way. I look forward to trying other ones in the future. There is one other 64 game. So, and Majora's Mask is honestly the one that I was always more interested in trying one day because it's so bizarre as a concept. It's essentially Dead Rising in a way. But that if I do play that ever, I'll definitely have to put up with the 64 controllers again. But then we move forward to Wind Waker and Twilight Princess and Skyward Sword that are all more modern controls, and that's probably a very nice switch. I actually have my housemate has a copy of Skyward Sword, I think, and maybe Twilight Princess, I don't remember, back on the Wii. I actually got a copy a while ago of Wind Waker on the Wii U, the HD version, so I have a copy of that already in my stack of random games. Maybe we'll get around to it one day. Either way, this has been a Patreon chosen game, so we played it because people nominated it and then voted for it. The way that works is that I send out a thing that allows people to nominate games if they're in the higher tier on my Patreon thing. It's $15 a month. I don't necessarily recommend people doing it, but if they want to do it, they can. I'm not entitled enough to think that I automatically deserve that much or anything like that, but that's how it works right now. And the people that nominate the games get like 48 hours to do that, and then people vote on those. That's how the whole cycle works. And that's how we got Ocarina of Time. I'm curious to see what game gets nominated next. At this time, it's probably too late to get in on it because I probably preemptively got the vote set up so that tomorrow we have the results for the next game. So look forward to tomorrow when we'll start the next Patreon game, which will be selected by the audience yet as it always is, and I never know what it'll be. And that's part of the adventure. Thanks for watching like always, guys, and I'll see you next time.